Okay everyone, this is a video on the loud bicycle horn, and mine was wobbling as I was riding, and of course when you wobble, things inside move and make a bit of a rattle. So I figured that I want to get rid of this bloody rattle. So what I've done is these speakers, if you take the cover off, these speakers, just if you pry them up very gently, you can get a little piece of foam or padding underneath them. I've done that on a couple of sides. That stopped this speaker here rattling against the frame itself, rattling against the frame. It was making a noise like that. And then if you open up the back side, the battery was not so much as bad rattling against the back, but I think it was these black and red wires that were rattling against the back side there. So all I've done is put a little bit of foam tape on both sides there. That forces everything to be sandwiched together just that little bit tighter, and now there's no wobble. So if you've got a loud bicycle horn and it's wobbling, there's your fix. Of course, opening up like that will probably void your warranty, so but it's quite simple to do. And one last thing that was rattling was the area here where this joins into there. There's a little bit of a gap. It's got a double lug washer in there, and that allowed this whole thing to move back and forward, and it would bash against the circuit board inside and also up and down. So now I've just put a little bit of glue on that, or a bit of silicone, and now when we wobble the whole unit, there is no noise whatsoever. I'm happy with that. So this is the loud bicycle horn, which I've had installed for quite some time now, and I'm currently in the middle of just doing a full service on the old Freecross here, and I just thought I'd show some of you how to install, or where I've decided to put, the loud bicycle horn on the Freecross. Why? Because when people are walking down the cycleway with headphones on, they don't hear the ding of a bell, and the Freecross is quite a lot wider than a normal bike, and it's just very nice to give them a polite little bip before they get too surprised as we're coming up behind them. So here we go. So you take the frame, the cover off the old Freecross there, and you're left with this. And the only place I can figure out where it will sit perfectly is in this little triangle space there. And before we put it in, I'll just show you that to reduce vibration, you can see those white sticky pads that I've installed on the sitting area. That's to just stop the vibration. We slide that in. We get the we move it past this brake cable, and there you go. It just sits in there beautifully. Takes up a bit of room, but because the Freecross moves left and right at that pivot joint right there, we've got to be able to allow the wheels and everything to turn. So to secure the loud bicycle horn in place, this is double-sided Velcro. One side is the hooks, the other side is the loops. Over here I've taped some loops to the outside of the loud bicycle horn, and now it's just a case of wrapping the hook around, and you just wrap and wrap and wrap and wrap until the whole thing's wrapped up and is held on as securely as you possibly can make it. On this particular Freecross, the downside is you can't put the cover on while that's in place, because this case gets in the way of that, because you've got to access the screws from up that way. So I'm going to have to take that out, put the cover on, put the fairing on the front, and then reinstall the loud bicycle horn where it is. But just to give you an idea, this is the connector here, and what I've done is I've basically just followed a pneumatic brake cable up, and I've taken it all the way to the top. What I was going to do was run it, drill a hole and run it inside the arm. I still might do that at some point, but when it gets up to the top here, I've just followed the brake handle. I've tied it to the brake handle and then attached it to, it's got a Velcro button there. And you might think that that looks really weird, but when you put your hand through, it still allows you to get the brake. It still allows you to press the button right there at your thumb rather than having to reach down to anywhere. You can keep your hands on the controls and you can still use your brake as per normal. So there you go, the loud bicycle horn installed on the Freecross. So here we are with the fairing put in place, and the loud bicycle is wrapped up securely by all that Velcro. And if you can see just in there, there's a USB port just above that silver bar. So what I've done is I've plugged a 2-inch USB cable, it's a USB 2 I think, to USB 1. That's what comes with the output port on the back of the loud bicycle horn. So I've just put that there because I don't want to have to do this again, so I can just plug in very quickly to recharge the horn without needing to undo all that, which is quite an effort. Alright, that's the loud bicycle horn. Trigger switch all the way down to the horn hidden away behind there.